Coming up on this week's episode, flight training bill clears legislative hurdle. Also, BAA Training launches new Boeing 737 MAX type rating program, and EAA opposes cap on veteran flight training benefits. Welcome to Airborne Flight Training, a weekly program dedicated to all things flight training, from student pilots to the new commercial pilot flying for the first time, and anyone interested in the aviation community. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Kimberly Kay. Flight training bill clears legislative hurdle. A bipartisan amendment introduced by Representatives Sam Graves and Representative Kai Kahele that would reverse the FAA's recent policy on flight training has been accepted into the House version of the National Defense Authorization Act. The amendment, which encompasses the Certainty for General Aviation Pilots Act of 2021, would negate the FAA's recent policy that requires virtually all training in experimental, limited, and primary categories to be conducted under a letter of deviation authority or an exemption. This is an important first step towards a solution to the FAA's misguided interpretation on flight training, noted Congressman Sam Graves. The FAA did not heed the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee's bipartisan call to work toward a consensus solution in July, and now Congress is taking action. The NDAA is a defense funding bill with a high likelihood of passage, so it is an excellent vehicle for limited and targeted legislative language such as this flight training policy. Representatives Graves and Kahele introduced the successful amendment with support from EAA, IAC, and other associations. Focus now shifts to the Senate, where a similar amendment will help ensure that the final legislation contains the GA flight training language. After the break, ASA hosts Warbirds educational program. More news after these messages.
Aviation Safety Resources is disrupting the market for aircraft emergency parachute recovery systems. ASR systems are smaller, lighter weight, and offer longer repack cycles than similar products available in the current market. ASR has a recovery system available for every type of aircraft: sport, experimental, light sport, general aviation, urban air mobility, vertical takeoff and landing, electric propulsion, and unmanned aerial systems. Find the right product for your aircraft at aviationsafetyresources.com.
Well, hello, fellow pilot. I'm John King.
And I'm Martha King.
You know, we've all had our flying lives disrupted lately.
Well, King Schools is here to help you stay up to date with courses that you can access on your desktop, iPad, or iPhone. If you'd like a refresher or just want to expand your aviation horizons, we have a course for you.
So head over to kingschools.com/rusty today for details.
At Diamond Aircraft, innovation is in our DNA. Whether you're taking to the skies for training or business travel, every aircraft in Diamond's lineup features innovative technology, an industry-leading safety record, superior performance and efficiency, and a comfortable flying experience. No other company has pioneered as many aviation firsts, achieved more milestones, or received the same amount of industry praise as Diamond. Discover why Diamond Aircraft is one of the most trusted manufacturers in aviation at diamondaircraft.com.
Welcome back. With so much news coming out of the flight training industry, we're going to be summarizing some shorter stories in this next segment we call Around the Patch. ASA hosts Warbirds educational program. The American Society of Appraisers will host a continuing education program for aircraft appraisers, lenders, insurers, and maintenance professionals. Warbirds, an educational program, will take place Tuesday, November 9th from 5:30 p.m. through Wednesday, November 10th until 7 p.m. at the Tri-State Warbird Museum in Batavia, Ohio. This program spotlights the current warbird resale market and the Spirit of Flight Center initiative, while catering to the needs of professionals specializing in the vintage military aircraft inspection and appraisal process. KLM Flight Academy purchases 14 E-Flyer airplanes. KLM Flight Academy, located at Groningen Airport in the Netherlands, has finalized purchase deposits for 6 all-electric E-Flyer 2 and 8 all-electric E-Flyer 4 airplanes, says BAA Aerospace. We are honored to add the first major airline's flight academy, KLM Flight Academy, to our expanding list of E-Flyer customers, said George Bai, CEO of BAA Aerospace. In addition to helping them become carbon neutral, E-Flyers will help the Academy significantly reduce the noise signature in the area. And BAA offers opportunities to students. The National Business Aviation Association notes that U.S. House Representatives Dina Titus and Sam Graves will be featured speakers at the Collegiate Connect Day on Thursday, October 14th at the 2021 NBAA Business Aviation Convention and Exhibition in Las Vegas. Both leaders are well known in Washington for their dedication to matters relating to the aviation industry. Graves serves as co-chair for the House General Aviation Caucus and has been representing Missouri's 6th Congressional District since 2001. Titus was elected to Congress in 2008 and serves as Dean of the Nevada Congressional Delegation. SkyWest Airlines partners with Skyborne Academy for Cadet Program. As the long-promised shortage looms in the future, wise carriers are planning ahead to develop exclusive hiring pools through dedicated cadet programs. Skyborne Airline Academy Vero Beach is the newest flight school to offer SkyWest Airlines professional pilot pathway. This partnership offers beginning students a clear pathway to an airline career and benefits such as mentorship, a conditional job offer, and enhanced seniority upon hiring. Well, that does it for today's trip around the patch. Now let's return to the rest of the news. BAA Training launches new Boeing 737 MAX type rating program. BAA Training is launching a new Boeing 737 MAX type rating program fully authorized by the Civil Aviation Authorities. BAA Training Spain will be the location where instruction and training takes place in the brand new full flight simulator for the Boeing 737 MAX, with hopes to be ready by October this year. Our professional team has prepared a new quality Boeing 737 MAX type rating program for licensed pilots who want to fly the 737 MAX type professionally and safe, says Arunas Misanskas, head of training at BAA Training. The program has been written in line with the stiff EASA requirements and covers all the crucial elements, including but not limited to Boeing 737 MAX FCC and MCAS, multiple flight deck alerts during non-normal conditions, stabilizer trim, etc. We expect training pilots for a number of airlines in Europe and others with Boeing 737 MAX in their fleet. The Boeing 737 MAX type rating will be offered to clients looking to expand their capabilities flying the Boeing 737 MAX. After these messages, EAA opposes cap on veteran flight training benefits. Those details after the break.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
If it looks good, it usually flies good. The Bristol series of aircraft is proof of that. Furthering their legacy of safety and efficiency, Bristol is proud to feature the Rotax 915 IS Turbo in the current lineup of aircraft. The 915 IS Turbo power plant offers more power than ever before in a light sport aircraft. Learn more about Bristol at www.sportflyingusa.com.
Welcome back. EAA joined 14 other aviation organizations in jointly opposing a bill in the House of Representatives that includes a cap on flight training benefits available to United States military veterans. H.R. 4874, the bill in question, caps payments for flight training programs and virtually guarantees that U.S. veterans seeking to use their GI Bill benefits to pursue a career as a professional pilot will not have the necessary funds provided to complete flight training. Other degree programs at public colleges or universities are not capped in a similar manner. The letter notes that we are strongly opposed to H.R. 4874, which contains a provision capping veterans' flight training benefits. This severely undermines the important goal of helping our nation's veterans enter a field where they are desperately needed. Civil aviation supports more than 7% of the U.S. gross domestic product and $1.5 trillion of economic impact, creating over 11.5 million jobs, and it is seeking pilots. Today's flight training programs prepare tomorrow's pilots of police and firefighting helicopters, air ambulances, charter and corporate aircraft, and airliners. The 15 aviation groups noted that they have committed to working with Congress to deliver on commitments made by the nation to its veterans, and they urge the House to remove the cap on flight training expenses. That does it for our show today. I'm your host, Kimberly Kay. You can catch episodes of Airborne on Roku and Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne in the directory, and don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.